Hi, everybody. Good to be with you. Hope your day's off to a great start. This is 1 Degree Outside Insights, where I give you that deeper dive into what's going on in the meteorology. If you're looking for the quick overview, Danielle brought that to you earlier this morning. You'll find that at 1 Degree Outside today in Noyes' notes. Let's go ahead and get into it here. First of all, the same big upper level storm, the jet stream level storm that's been swirling around for the last few days, is still with us. Take a look. You can see just in a few hours satellite loop here that you definitely still have that spiral showing up in the atmosphere. And there's still these lobes of energy that are coming around it for that matter as well. We can analyze that energy here on the map. Basically the green, the yellow, the oranges, the reds, that's where you've got your intense lobes of energy in the atmosphere. And there's still these bursts that are coming down on top of us. They're all coming around what we call the cyclonic flow, the storm circulation in a counterclockwise fashion around that upper level storm. So whenever these drop in, that raises your chance for a scattered shower or storm, which is why the chance is not zero today. It's not zero tomorrow. Even Wednesday, there may be a storm that pops up too. Let's go ahead and take a look at the surface map. What's going on at ground level? Well, the storm center of the surface is pretty much right underneath that jet stream level storm now, and that is northeast of New England, right? A lot of the big moisture has been carried down to the south or off to the east, but there's enough moisture and, more importantly, enough clash between cold air high in the sky, relatively warm air at the ground. That clash allows for the big bubbling cumulus clouds, those puffy ones, and that's what can lead you to the areas of showers and thunder. And that's why when you look at the map forecast precipitation today, you certainly can see a lot of the attention mostly in northern New England rather than southern New England. In fact, that certainly is backed up in the radar forecast. I would refer you to our app as well, where I would do the interactive radar past plus future. You can see the past showers right now, what the radar is and what's coming up in the next few hours. But as we go through midday, we start to touch off some of these showers across the mountains of northern New England. By the time we get to 3 p.m., notice the Lakes region may get a shower to wander in. Central and southern Vermont may get into that as well. It's not impossible in the Berkshires. It's unlikely in the remainder of central and southern New England, but while I say unlikely, I wouldn't say impossible. Here's the map at 6 p.m. Notice, just basically when you get outside of Boston Harbor, there may be a little shower that pops up, and it certainly is a possibility that would pop somewhere over eastern Mass as we get to the early evening hours. Again, not a lot of that around. It's an isolated type thing that may pop up. Map for tomorrow looks pretty good at midday. It's going to be a blend of sun and clouds. It'll be with us here. If I put in green anywhere there's just the chance of a shower popping up, okay, once again, you do have that chance. There is going to be a sea breeze at the coastline, and actually that's what may raise the chance of a shower tomorrow, is the collision between the sea breeze and a prevailing northwest wind that comes across the land. You see that we don't get very warm tomorrow. It's seasonable for this time of the year, maybe a little bit below in spots. Tomorrow night, expect temperatures to drop down to the upper 40s to 50s. So a fairly comfortable air that begins to change later in the week. I mentioned that Wednesday is the last day you kind of get the energy overhead, but notice even at midday, a couple of showers are going to try and pop. And yeah, Massachusetts not out of that too, including the Boston area. So it's not like it's just northern New England. Again, it's this combination of energy in the sky plus the collision of the sea breeze that comes in, although we do make it to the 70s even in Boston Wednesday before the sea breeze takes over. Then Thursday, no storms are expected, but this is where the heat starts to build. It's going to get hot as we get toward the end of the week. Thursday's high temperatures well into the 80s for most of us. Even Boston should shake the sea breeze on the southwest wind. By Friday, we think that the temperatures will soar even more. The dew point will probably go close to 70 degrees on Friday, a very humid day. Notice that means showers and storms developing by midday in northern New England, and by the time we get to the afternoon, there actually may be some severe thunderstorms across the area. So Friday, a day we need to pay very close attention to in the afternoon to early evening. But notice yet again, those temperatures climbing up close to 90 degrees on Friday. If you want the 14-day forecast, there's two options today. One is certainly to get our app for both Apple and Android, but the other one is I've got our pattern predictions video that will look at the next 2 weeks of weather and why the 14-day looks the way it does, which, by the way, is pretty warm getting into next week. I'll look forward to seeing you with that coming up at onedegreeoutside.com in just a little while.